chances are if you're watching this, you're either in Mr. Thompson's class and he's forcing you to watch this for our grade, or you're just some weirdo on the internet that randomly clicked on this because you have no life. Either way, I'm here to show you all about the Incas. The Incan civilization began around the 13th century, but their conquest of the lands around them didn't begin until 1438, and the conquest of the areas would take 50 years. See, the Incans called their empire this fun word right here, Tawantinsuyu, or the Four Regions. I don't know why it's called that, because it included many regions, but why not? Alright, this is a map of the Incan Empire, and it stretched all the way from up here in Ecuador, through Peru and the Andes, all the way down to Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. The main language of the Incan Empire was Quechua? Ugh, I don't know how to say it. Okay. This is how it was spelled. There were a lot of dialects of it used. Anyway, the emperor had supreme control over the entire empire. And they did have some pretty varied social structures that went something like this. Top of the social structure, of course, was the emperor and his wives. Right under the emperor and his wives were the high priest and the commander of the army. One. And after that came the temple priests, the architects, the army generals, and the administrators. Underneath them were the musicians, the artisans, the army captains, and the accountants. At the bottom of that social structure were the sorcerers and the farmers. Was that scripted?
Where'd she get the tractor?
While other empires and civilizations used horses, there weren't any horses in the Incan Empire. So, to cross the roads and paths throughout the Andes, they used llamas. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Se llama es llama.
Anyway, there were a lot of precious metals in the Incan Empire. You know, silver, gold, brass, copper, but they only used copper and brass for religious stuff or weapons. But like I said, they had a lot of gold. The Incans were obsessed with gold because, well, they loved the sun. See, the Incans believed that they originated from the sun, and even had one of their main gods was the god of the sun named Inti. But they loved gold because it seemed to cast a shiny reflection like the sun. And so they built everything they had with it, like their temples and their jewelry, and decked themselves out and everything gold, and well, like I said, everything was gold. Except for their roads. The capital of the Incan Empire was Cusco, which was situated in the Andes Mountains. It was the home of the emperor and the rest of his family, as well as many temples, such as the Sun Temple, where they worshipped their sun god, Inti. And like I said before, they used a lot of gold to worship him, to build the temple, to make all sorts of religious things, and, you know, that kind of thing. But they also considered the emperor himself to be a son of Inti, and worshipped him like a god as well. This is our good buddy here, Francisco Pizarro. Except, well, he wasn't our good buddy because he killed a lot of people, but anyway, see, as I said before, the Incans loved their gold, but it also proved to be their downfall. When the Spanish heard about how much gold there was in this empire, they wanted to conquer it immediately. Led by our good buddy Pizarro here, the Spanish entered the empire and captured the emperor named Atulahapa? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, they captured this guy and held him for ransom, and even after they were paid about $50 million worth of gold by today's standards, Pizarro still went back on his word and strangled the poor emperor. And soon after that, they conquered the rest of the region and took all the gold, sending it back to Spain to be melted down for coins and other such stuff to be used by the Spanish government. A lot of Spanish influence overtook the area, and a lot of the ways of the Incan life were discontinued. When the Spanish came over, they brought over a disease with them, smallpox, and unfortunately the Incans weren't ready for that. And a lot of them died. And whichever ones didn't die from the disease, died from the swords or the cannons of the Spanish. The Spanish came in and basically destroyed everything in the Incan Empire. There was one site that remained undiscovered until many years later in 1911, by an explorer named Hiram Bingham, and that site was Machu Picchu. Now, in 1983, this place was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, and in 2007, it was voted one of the 7 wonders of the New World. Machu Picchu was used as a getaway for the Incan emperor, and no one really knows why it was abandoned.
We're done.
Yes.